did. So to answer the question, what makes teams effective, we first need to clarify. Google needed first to clarify and agree upon what is a team, and secondly, how do you define effectiveness? So let me pose this question to you, and you can type your answers. What is your definition of a team? Is there a difference between a work group and a team? Can you type your answers? How would you define a team? What do you consider a team? If you put a bunch of people together, can you consider them a team? Okay, Kevin says people working towards a common goal. Anand says same thing, common goal or objective. Sudhir says the same thing. So common goal and objective is one area that seems to be resonating with everyone. Good. So that is one thing, but there might be a little bit more to it. Work groups are often based on hierarchy, so a meeting of department heads, it's also a group, but they are less interdependent. They are more focused on individual goals and then individual accountability. What did my department do? Work groups also meet periodically, just like we said, meeting of top management to steer the company into the right direction. However, the key difference on teams is, number one, they are highly interdependent. And Madan has pointed it rightly that it has to be collaborative. People who can tolerate each other. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. So the key difference that separates teams from work groups is that they are highly interdependent. They need one another. They have to make plans together, share tasks, solve problems, make decisions, review progress in order to achieve progress on specific projects. So a good example could be a product development team or a soccer team or a sales team, etc. Now, then we come to the second question, and you can share your thoughts via chat box again. So we have defined what is a team. And now we have to define what is an effective team. What are your thoughts on effectiveness? How would you define team effectiveness? Can you share your thoughts? How would you define team effectiveness? Okay, how would you define team effectiveness? And I guess it's not so easy. So what happens is, if you ask the top management, if you ask the executive or the board, what defines team effectiveness? Their answer may be results. Yes, Kevin. Ability to collaborate and achieve their goals and objectives. That is the top management's perspective. Working cohesively. So more than that is usually the perspective from the perspective of team members. So depending on who you ask, you might get slightly different answers. So top management wants results. And they may think that if you achieve your sales or production numbers, or if you do certain product launches, then you are a good team. If you ask the team members, they may consider cohesiveness, team culture, how they feel on the team, that to be effectiveness. And then there's the team leader, who is kind of in between the two opposing goals. So team leader's perspective may include both the results and the concern and well-being of team members. So Google decided to include all of these multiple perspectives in their definition of teams. So they included both quantitative and qualitative measures in order to have a comprehensive definition of team effectiveness. And what was that definition? Let's get to it. So here is the Google's definition of team effectiveness. Executive evaluation of the team. What does the top management think about the team? Team leaders evaluation of the team. What does the team leader think of the team? team members' evaluation of the team. So now these are all qualitative. What about quantitative measures? So performance against quarterly goals or targets, that was the quantitative measures that Google did to ensure that they were differentiating between teams that were they considered effective or not effective. Good. So 4 criteria: executive team evaluation, team leader evaluation, team member evaluation, and performance against quarterly goals. So before we discuss the factors that Google found that makes team either effective or not effective, I would like you to share your thoughts. So in the chat box, type your answers. What, according to you, are some of the characteristics or factors of a high performance team? What makes a team high performance? Share your thoughts. Focus, and focus on results. What else? Anything else you would like to? Yes, okay. Focus on results. How about focusing on how the team members feel or their well-being? Okay, great. Rajendra says meeting results on time. Yeah, that is the top management's perspective. Anything else you can think of? What could be the characteristics of high performance teams? Just results? Okay. A collective, positive, emotional intelligence. Interesting, yeah. Collective and positive emotional intelligence. Good perspective. So that will hopefully make everyone more cohesive and more happy and satisfied at work. Let's hope so. Okay, so before we move on, any other thoughts? Anyone else wants to share? What do you consider the characteristics or a factor for team effectiveness? Gautami says inclusion and belongingness. Fantastic. So this is the first part, no? If you don't feel included in the team, I think the rest of it may not fall in place. A happy result orientation. Thank you, Anand. Result orientation, obviously, teams come together to achieve results, and that is the easiest definition. Anything else? Being engaged. Yeah, so that's also very important. Would you like to do the work that you enjoy doing on teams? Doesn't matter whether you are getting results or no. So I think that is one more factor that can be counted towards what you would consider factors for a high performing team. Okay, good. I think we have a few results and you can keep sharing if you'd like. We will move on. So these factors can usually be divided into 2 major groups or boxes. So first one is the team composition. So does it matter who's on the team? Obviously it might, correct? And team dynamics. So what is team composition? Who is on the team? What is team dynamics? How do the team members interact with one another? So what could be included in team composition? It could be gender, male, female, or other genders. What is the gender mix? Does it matter what level of skills or experience the team members have? Obviously, the more the experience, usually the performance could be better. Would it matter if they have similar interests or hobbies? Would it matter if they have similar backgrounds, maybe similar educational institutions, or if all were engineers, or does it matter if they socialized outside of work, if they were beer buddies or no? So are the team members introverts or extroverts? So what do you think? Would it matter if there were extroverts or introverts? And would it matter how long had the team been working together? So a newly formed team versus a team who has been working for a few months or a few years. Would that matter or no? So those are the kinds of things that go into team composition. How about team dynamics? So how does the team members interact with one another? How do they communicate? How do they make decisions? How do they handle conflicts? Those are the kinds of things that go into the box of team dynamics. So is it clear? Two categories of factors, team composition and team dynamics. Okay, so we'll move on. So here are some of the factors. We are going to take your poll in a minute or so. But first, I wanted to explain what are these factors, okay? So the poll is going to be a yes-no poll, and each of these factors you are supposed to answer that what do you think? Do these factors matter to team effectiveness or no? So the first one, the co-location of team members. What does it mean? Are the team members physically located in the same location, or do they work virtually or from different offices? Now, this factor has become really important after the pandemic. So, should this make a difference? And you'll have a chance to answer yes or no. The next one is decision. So, if you have decision making that is consensus driven, would it impact the team's performance or effectiveness? As we had mentioned earlier, introversion or extroversion. If the team members were quiet or if they were outspoken, would it matter to the team effectiveness? Individual performance of the team members. So do you have stars on the teams or do you have average performers on the team? Would that matter? Seniority, as we had mentioned, do the individual members have a lot of experience or no? And would it matter if the team members had diverse and or complementary skills? Would it matter to the team effectiveness and performance? Team size. Would it matter if the team was small? Would it make a difference if the team was large? What are your thoughts? And finally, tenure. How long have the team members been working together? So Mehul, you can launch the poll, and what we will do is you will be answering these 8 questions, either a yes or no, based on what you think. Do these factors impact the team performance? Yes or no? Okay. So again, you can scroll down a little bit further to answer yes or no. So this one's a slightly longer questionnaire, so we'll give you some more time. %73% have voted. Just a few more to go. Okay. So great. I think enough people have voted. So we will take a look of what people think. So these are the results. The first one is co-location of team members. So that's split about 50-50, I would say. Half of you think it makes a difference, half of you think it doesn't. Consensus-driven decision making, a majority think it will make a difference. Extraversion of team members, 69% think it'll make a difference. Individual performance of the team members, almost everyone agrees. 85% think that it makes a difference. Seniority of the team members. Now this one, it seems like a majority of people think no. 69% think no, it doesn't matter. Diverse and or complementary skills. Here we have 100% agreement. Everyone thinks that that is important to team. Okay, and team size, 92% of the people think yes. And tenure, 77% think that it's a yes. Okay, so except for seniority of the team members, in most questions, people think that all of these factors matter. So, okay, great. I will stop sharing the results and we will continue further.